So, Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak tonight on Bil C-302, an act to recognize the injustice that was done to persons of Italian origin through their enemy alienation designation and internment during the Second World War, and to provide for restitution and promote education on Italian-Canadian history. The New Democrats and I are pleased to support this bill and to assist with its movement through this Parliament. Let me begin my speech this evening by telling the story of an Italian-born Sudburian who was the victim of the government's internment policy. Dr. Luigi Phillipo Pancaro arrived in Canada in the late 1920s after graduating with his medical degree from the University of Rome. During the early 30s, Dr. Pancaro and his wife settled in Sudbury with the large Italian community and became a member of the staff at the Sudbury Regional Hospital. In addition to joining the hospital staff, Dr. Pancaro also opened a private practice and became the family doctor for many members of the Italian community. On June 11, 1940, Dr. Pancaro was suddenly and without reason pulled away from a patient he was seeing, placed in the back of a police van, and transported to the Sudbury jail. Dr. Pancaro's abduction occurred a day after Italy had declared war on Canada. The evening before he was taken away in a police van, Prime Minister Mackenzie King ordered the internment of hundreds of Italian Canadians identified by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police as enemy aliens. Once Dr. Pancaro reached the Sudbury jail, he was locked in a cell with many other Italian-born men, most of them his patients. Dr. Pancaro was part of a group of Italians that were sent to the internment camp in Petawawa, situated in the Ottawa River Valley, where he remained for 2 years. The roundup of Italian Canadians was virtually completed by October 1940. Most of them were sent to Camp Petawawa. It is difficult to establish exactly how many Italian Canadians were interned, although estimates range from 600 to 700. After that bitter experience, Dr. Pancaro returned to Italy to practice medicine. He did ultimately return to Sudbury in 1956, where he continued his successful medical practice until 1981. The facts are simple, that people of Italian origin, like Dr. Pancaro, were subject to internment at the hands of the government during World War II, and that this act of persecution was carried out upon these people for no reason other than their Italian origins. The internment of Italians during World War II has been acknowledged but never redressed officially in the House of Commons.